Definition of organs of speech. Organs of speech or articulators are part of the study of the articulatory phonetics. Articulator or speech organs are those organs of our body which help us to produce speech sounds. Interesting characteristics of those articulators is that though they are helping to produce speech sounds, their primary job is to do something else for our body than articulate speech sounds. Different linguistic defines speech organs in different ways. Famous linguistic David Crystal, in his Dictionary of Linguistics and Phonetics, defines articulator as any specific part of the vocal apparatus involved in the production of a sound is called an articulator. The lung, the airflow is by far the most vital requirement for producing speech sounds. Since all speech sounds are made with some movement of air, the lung provides the energy source for the airflow. The lungs are the spongy respiratory organs situated inside the rib cage. They expand and contract as well we breathe in and on out air. The amount of air articulated inside our lung controls the pressure of the airflow. The larynx and the vocal fold. The larynx is colloquially known as the voice box. It is a box-like small structure situated in the front of the throat where there is a protuberance here. For this reason, the larynx is popularly called the Adam's apple. The casing is formed of cartilaginous and fold are like a pair of lips placed horizontally from front to back. They are joined in the front but can be separate at the back. The opening between them is called glottis. The glottis is considered to be in open state when the folds are apart and when the fours are pressed together. The glottis is considered to be in closed state. The opening of the vocal form take different position. While apart, when the folds are wide apart, they do not vibrate. The sounds produced in such position are called breathed or voiceless sounds. For example, p, p, f, o, s. Narrow glottis. If the air is passed through the glottis when it's narrow, from there is an audible friction. Such sounds are also voiceless since the vocal folds do not vibrate. For example, in English, h, sh is a voiceless glottal fricative sound. Tightly closed, the vocal folds can be freely pressed together so that the air cannot pass between them. Such a position produces a glottal stop, also known as the glottal catch. Glottal plosive, touched or nearly touches. The major role of the vocal folds is that of a vibrato in the production of speech. The folds vibrate when those two are touching each other or nearly touching. In English, all the vowel sounds and the consonant v, z, m, n are voiced. Touched or nearly touched, the major role of the vocal form is that of a vibrato in the production of speech. The folds vibrate when those two are touching each other or nearly touching. The pressure of the air coming vibrate. This vibration of the folds produces a musical note called voice, and sounds produced in such manner are called voiced sound. In English, all the vowel sounds and the consonant v, z, m, n are voiced. The pharynx. The pharynx lies between the mouth and the foot passage. That is just about the larynx. It is just about 7 cm long in the case of women and 8 cm long in the case of men. The roof of the mouth. The roof of the mouth is considered as a major speech organ. It is divided into three parts: the alveolar ridge, teeth ridge. The alveolar ridge is situated immediately after the upper front teeth. Some alveolar sounds in English include T, D. The hardest palate. The hard palate is the cumbicular part of the roof of the mouth. It is situated on the middle part of the roof. The velum of soft palate. The lower part of the roof of the mouth is called soft palate. When it is loaded, the air streams for the lung has access to the nasal cavity. When it's raised, the passages to the nasal cavity is blocked. For example, k, g. The lips. The lips also play an important role in the major of the articulator. articulation. They can be pressed together or brought into contact with the teeth. The consonant sounds which are articulated by the touching two lips each other are called bilabial sounds. For example, p and b are bilabial sounds in English, whereas the sounds which are produced with lips to tips contact are called labiodental sounds. In English, there are two labiodental sounds, f and v. Another important thing about the lips is that they can take different shapes and position. Therefore, lips rounding is considered as a major criterion for discretion vowel sounds. The teeth are also very much helpful in producing various speech sounds. The sounds which are made with the tongue touching the teeth are called dentar sounds. For some sample of dentar sound in English include the tongue is divided into the five parts. 8. The tips. It is the extreme end of the tongue. V. The blade. It lies opposite to the alveolar ridge. C. From. It lies opposed to the hard palate. D. The back. It lies opposite to the soft palate or velum. E. The roof. It lies at the end of the tongue. The jaws. Some phoneticians consider the jaws as articulators since we move the lower jaw at lot of the time of speaking, but it should be noted that these jaws are not articulators in the same way as the others. The main reason is that they are incapable of making contact with other articulators but themselves. The nose and the nasal cavity, the nose and its cavity may also be considered as a speech organ. The sounds which are produced with the nose are called nasal sounds. Some nasal sounds in English include m, n, the uvula. At the end of the soft palate, there is a piece of flesh that dangles over the pharyngeal passage. It's called the uvula. It can be vibrated to produce uvula sounds. Well, that's where some of the organ speech. Thank you for listening to me.